Life is kind of governed by this set of invisible psychological rules. They're the unspoken laws that really control how people see you, how they treat you, and, deep down, how you see yourself. This isn't going to be some dry textbook theory. Think of this as your practical guide to understanding the psychology of influence and becoming powerful in a way that's actually truly you.
Okay, so let's start with a question. Think about it for a second. We all know that one person who walks into a room and just the whole energy shifts, right? They don't have to be the loudest one, they're not trying to prove anything, but everyone notices them. And when they speak, people actually listen. So what is it? What do they have that so many of us feel like we're missing?
Well, the secret? It isn't what you probably think. It actually has very little to do with how much money they have, or their job title, or even how they look. It all comes down to an unspoken understanding of psychology. Once you master these unwritten rules, you can stop feeling like a puppet, just reacting to everything around you, and you can actually start defining how people see you.
So, where on earth do we start with a transformation like that? Well, it has to begin from the inside out. Before you can change how the world interacts with you, you've got to rewire the one thing that controls it all, your brain. This idea sounds so simple, but it is incredibly profound. Visualization. It's not just daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's literally a mental rehearsal. When you vividly, and I mean vividly, imagine yourself performing a skill, your brain fires off in almost the exact same way as if you were actually doing it. Your mind gets the practice reps in, and then your body learns to follow that script. So let's break this down into two habits that are just insanely effective. First, that visualization we were just talking about, and second, writing down your goals. Now, this isn't about making a simple to-do list. This is about taking a vague thought out of your head and making it tangible. Putting it on paper tells your brain, hey, pay attention. This is real. This is something we're actually doing. And don't just take my word for it. The power of this simple act is actually backed by research. A study by Dr. Gail Matthews found that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals just by writing them down. 42%. That is a huge advantage, and all it costs you is a pen and a piece of paper. Okay, so we've started working on our internal world, but how does that actually translate to our day-to-day interactions? See, most people think power is about being loud, being fast, being the first to speak. But the truth is, once you've rewired your mind, real power is found in the exact opposite, in stillness. And here's where we all get it wrong so often. Reacting instantly, reacting emotionally. That's basically handing your power over to someone else. Just imagine you're in a meeting and someone criticizes your work. Your gut instinct is to jump in, defend yourself, right? But that's an emotional reaction, and it means they just pulled your strings and you danced exactly how they wanted you to. High-stakes negotiators use this amazing technique called the silent pause. After they state their price or their position, they just stop talking. They go completely silent, and that silence creates this immense pressure. The other person feels this desperate need to fill the void, and when they do, they often give something away. They reveal a weakness or start lowering their own demands. They're the ones who break first. So what's the takeaway here? When you pause, when you delay your reaction, you're signaling self-control. You're showing maturity. In this world of instant gratification and knee-jerk reactions, that pause is almost always seen as a sign of strength. You break their expected pattern, and suddenly they see you as focused, thoughtful, and in control. Rewiring your brain, controlling your reactions, these things are incredibly powerful, but they're pretty much useless if they don't last. So for this final section, let's get into the real science of making these changes permanent by building habits that actually stick around. I'm sure you've heard this a million times. It takes 21 days to form a new habit. Well, I'm here to tell you that's basically a myth. It's a nice, neat little number that's easy to sell, but it's not really true, and it's one of the biggest reasons so many people give up and fail. The reality is a little different. That's the real number, 66. A 2009 study from University College London found that, on average, it takes 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. That's over 2 full months. So many people quit after 2 or 3 weeks thinking they failed, when really they just didn't have the right timeline. They were still in the middle of the process. I want you to think about a bamboo plant. For the first few years after you plant it, you see absolutely nothing. It looks like a total failure. But what you can't see is that underground, it's building this massive, complex root system. Then, all of a sudden, in its 5th year, it can shoot up 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Forming habits is exactly like that. The most crucial work is happening when you can't see any results at all. So, what have we really talked about today? We've looked at how to start rewiring your brain from the inside, how to command respect not by talking more but by being still, and how to build habits that actually last. You now have the fundamental tools to stop being reactive and to start being the one who's actually pulling the strings in your own life. This isn't just a list of cool psychological tricks. It's a blueprint. It's a whole new way of looking at the world. These are the invisible laws that have been shaping your life whether you knew it or not. So the real question isn't about what you've learned here today. It's about what you're going to do with it. Now that you know the rules, what are you going to build?